and welcome to the walkthrough of our group project called Burgerfest. In this game, you control a clumsy little hand with your mouse and keyboard, and you try to stack burgers all nice and neat for the customers. And I'll show you a little demo. We have this little hand that we control with the mouse. You can move it all around, and scroll up, move it up, and scroll down, and move it down. And the goal is to build the burger on the screen. When you get close to the object you want to pick up, you press E, you grab it, and you move it around, and you place it on the plate where you will stack your burger. The order doesn't really matter, you just gotta get it all on there and try to make it as nice and neat as possible. These game models were all custom made for our group game. I personally made them in Maya, and our partner Julia took care of creating the particle systems for the ketchup and mustard. She also took care of perfecting the pickup script that allows the hand to hold all the ingredients and carry them around. The way the scoring system works is there, as I will show you later, there is a capsule collider around the plate where I'm stacking the burger, and it will score you based on how well you get the ingredients in the scoring area and if you got all the ones you need to. And once you hit the spacebar, it will shoot the plate through the window and give you points if you did well. If you try to submit something wrong, it will say nobody ordered that. Next, I will show you a little bit about the code we wrote for this game. We actually have a lot of scripts, but I'm going to talk about the most important ones. First and foremost is the hand control script. It allows the player to move the hand with the mouse, turn it with the left and right mouse buttons, and move it up to raise and lower. Early in the development, we tried a simpler method for moving the hand, which was just to update its transform position whenever the mouse was moved or whenever the buttons were pressed. But the problem with that was it didn't offer realistic collisions with the environment. The hand would often phase through walls, counters, everything, and sometimes the ingredients it collided with did not react at all, and sometimes they would shoot across the screen with significant force. So what was done was instead a rigid body component was added to the hand, and force was added to that rigid body to move it in the correct directions. It took a decent amount of testing to get a good feel for it, to make it move around at a reasonable speed. As you may have noticed, the top turn speed and move speed are very different. It took a good amount of playtesting just to get those feeling good. One of the most important scripts in this game is the picker upper script that Julia perfected. Originally, we had planned on having the hand be animated to allow the player to control each finger, much like in Surgeon Simulator. The problem with that was, however, that proved to be too challenging given the amount of time we had. We would have had to completely rig and animate the hand ourselves, and we decided it wasn't feasible, so instead we opted for a simpler solution. So here we have the hand model. As you can see, there's the physical model itself. The box is the rigid body collider for the hand, so that it behaves reasonably when it's interacting with other objects. The sphere under the hand is the pickup zone, and the way the pick-upper script works is it detects when any sort of object has entered the pickup zone collider underneath the hand. It checks if it is an ingredient, a plate, or a splatable, which is the ketchup and mustard, and if it is one of those objects, yes, the hand can pick it up. And what it does is it adds the objects that are in the collider to a list. And when the hand is away from when their items are no longer in the collider, it removes objects from that list. If the player then presses E, The script takes the first object in the list of objects that it's able to pick up, and it makes the hand the parent and makes the object kinematic, so the object will move around with the hand and not be affected by gravity, just like the hand's holding it. And when the key is released, it'll drop the object, which will then fall down with normal gravity physics. This method is different from a lot of pick up and carry methods that we saw online and in tutorials. Typically those will use raycasters or first-person controllers. Instead, we decided to use just colliders because it just had a more logical, natural feel to it, rather than using the raycasters, which were a lot more complicated than we needed for this game. Another important script to the game is the burger generator. This decides randomly which burgers is the burger generator. This is a script Caroline wrote to generate random burgers shown in the orders at the top of the screen. This is based a lot on using random numbers. Different ones are given larger ranges, so they're more common. We always ensure that there is a top bun and a bottom bun on the burger, so that's not an open-faced sandwich. We contemplated requiring a patty in the burger, but we decided it was kind of silly and fun to sometimes have burgers that just have ketchup on them. Burger script also adds the random orders that it generates to a histogram, which is used in the scorer script. The scorer script is written by Julia, and it handles the point system. It is based heavily on the use of the dictionary and histogram. In the scene, we have the scoring plate, which has a nice big capsule collider around it, which keeps track of how well the burger is put into that capsule collider. It creates a histogram of ingredients that are found on the plate. Basically, it will count up how many of each type of ingredient were put on the plate and compare it to what the order from the burger was. At the end, the plate, when the player hits spacebar, it just launches the plate through the window, and sometimes the ingredients go through with it, sometimes they don't. Just again, kind of adding to there could have been a better way to do that, but we liked the silliness of it. In the end, we ended up with a pretty silly game. Didn't quite work out as we had hoped. The hand wasn't as precise, and we weren't able to grip the fingers like Surgeon Simulator, but it's still a lot of fun, just kind of causing chaos and splatting things around and hoping that you get everything you need through the order window. We hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and we hope you enjoyed playing the game. Thanks!
So, as a warning, we were unable to record this in the game lab because the Shadowplay version was out of date and we could not get the administrator to update it in time, so I recorded this in my bedroom, and because of that, I had to record the game from Unity and not from a build. And so right here you're seeing, you're going to see some of the elements from that only devs should see, such as the grid on the ground. That would not be in the build version of the game. That is included with this project. And so I just wanted to give that warning beforehand. And also, you'll notice once the game starts that when we assign soldiers to buildings, they walk from what appears to be nothing, but there is a tent model that they should be walking from. Unfortunately, mine is not working correctly with my PC. So right here at the start of the game, you start out with these different structures, and currently I'm assigning units to them. And so you have 10 seconds before the zombies start spawning, and their spawn rate, health, and damage are all based on a factor of time. You'll notice I just clicked on a box that was on the outside of the play area. That's a supply crate. They drop every minute, and each time I build or upgrade a structure, it takes 3 different material types: standard, advanced, and high-end. The crates drop those material types, and the player starts off with a certain amount of them. So right there I was upgrading this building to a fort. You can teleport into this building and shoot. You can see through all 4 windows in all 4 directions, and you'll notice the player is holding 2 pistols that they're shooting the zombies with. Those come from my hip. And there's one of the guards behind me. So we teleport back up, and there's a supply crate dropping, so if I click on that, I'll have more materials now. So if you see the green bar on this structure, which I just destroyed, that's its health. And as zombies start to attack it, we'll see later on that their health goes down. Here I'm just upgrading the structure that this guard is currently on to a tower, and then I can remove the soldier from it and destroy the structure. You cannot destroy them while there is a soldier on them. And so the whole point of this game is to survive as long as possible. And what constitutes surviving in this game is keeping at least one structure up. So once the zombies destroy all of your structures, you'll lose the game, and you will see soon what the game over screen looks like. So right now I've just teleported down to one of the bases, and, structures, and I'm shooting some zombies. So now I'm going to get rid of a bunch of these by first removing the soldiers and then demolishing them so that I can show you the lose condition. And so I'm also going to let some zombies here attack attack one of the structures, just so I can show off the repair. Although at the time of my attempt to repair the structure, I did not have enough material, so the repair did not go through. But you'll see here, we're going to, I believe, remove the soldier. Yes, I'm not going to. I'm just going to look at the health bar. And so right there I tried to upgrade, but I don't have enough, or repair. But you'll see that the health bar is dynamic and depletes itself as the zombies attack. And so once it's empty, it's destroyed, the soldier's killed, and the game's over. So I survived for 178 seconds.